Hi everyone, Oz here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to Shidou and Mahiru's interrogation questions for trial 2. Let's go! Maybe at the end we'll probably watch some theory crafting videos that was sent by the community as well. And that might sway or not make me sway my vision on both of these guys, and maybe it'll probably even change my perspective on forgiving or not forgiving. Alright, so let's start with Shidou, prisoner number 5. First of all, I loved the music video. I think it's one of my favorite music videos for this trial. One thing I want to note is that I feel like he's one of the stronger candidates for me to forgive, at least for this trial. There's nothing for me to really go off of to not forgive him, really. So very, very strong forgive at this moment. From what I know from his case is that he used his authority to kind of help his case. I believe there's a loved one that was sick and he's trying to get some donors, quote unquote. I don't know if that's a theory as well. I don't think that was really confirmed, to be honest with you. But I do know, as an empath, I do feel bad. He has shown remorse. He wants to not be forgiven. I think at this point he thinks that he got away with the murder, and he wants us to not forgive him. And I feel like that's already a good enough reason for me to forgive him, just because I feel like at this point in time he already has shown regret and remorse and everything else about the case, and I think he deserves it, to be honest with you. I think some people might argue that to show him to not be forgiven, at least once or something, but I don't really see a reason for that. He healed Mahiru, he's been helpful around, and he even thought about oh, if you don't forgive me, what will happen with everyone else in Milgram, Shidou moved up with my favorite characters. I think he's just a pretty good person and one of my favorite characters at this point. So yeah, let's start with that. I think Mahiru is a little bit different when it comes to my thoughts. I feel like a lot of people would probably not agree with me, or maybe there's a specific set of people who likes Mahiru that would disagree or would hate about my comments. But as for Mahiru, prisoner number 6, I think she's delusional in a way. Don't take that personally. It's about Mahiru, okay? From what I heard and gathered, she has this vision in her relationship that she thought it's just rainbow and butterflies, right? Like as it's seen in the music video, where she's kind of blinded by that. All she sees, or maybe majority of the things she sees, is the good side of the relationship, or maybe even though she thinks it's good, it's actually not good in reality, right? And she's actually suffocating the other person, which eventually I guess resulted in his death. And I feel like there was some comments about it, and where she's aware of it, she's in the wrong, but she kept doing it, which a lot of people were defending Mahiru and saying that, oh, that's not really that bad, maybe she's just not educated, which I think it's a common theme in Milgram, right? It's oh, she's a kid. Well, not her, but other prisoners, oh, they're kids, they don't know any better, blah blah. But I feel like the more you make excuses for them, the more they're not gonna learn. And I think that's why Mahiru has been in the neutral side for me when it comes to that. Obviously there's a little bit of a bias of me. I think she's one of the only prisoners that I want to forgive, just because of what happened with her physically with Kotoko. So that's why I want to forgive her. That's literally the one reason why it's stopping me from not forgive her, and that's because of that, which is kind of unfair in my opinion. I feel like I don't need to really consider any other third party circumstance when it comes to my decision. But at the same time, dude, looking at Mahiru now in the screen, right, I pretty much feel bad for her. And I at this point, why am I kicking someone who's already down, right? So I want to forgive her because of that. But in reality, I think when if nothing happened in trial 1, and everything at this point would, if anything, at this point all of my decisions is based off of just music video and however they answered things, I would probably not forgive Mahiru, to be honest with you. I think the only reason why it reached the point where it crossed that neutral border to forgive is just because of Kotoko and whatever happened there. So personally, I would not forgive her. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I don't know if I really missed something. Oh, hold on. I do want to see her try better, and I want to see her change, right? I'm rooting for her. It's not I'm Like, just because I personally feel like I'm not forgiving her doesn't mean like I'm not rooting for her or I hate her. I actually really like her character as well, and her vibes and her songs. Actually, like, both songs have been pretty good. But I do just want her to realize that. I want her to self-reflect it and not feel pretty defensive. Love is not supposed to be a toxic, emotion. It's supposed to be positive, right? And I want her to realize that. Like, I want her to see that, she can use the power of love for something good. And I want her to just like show some remorse or some kind of like realization. Well, like, whatever happened, and she learned from that. But I don't see that, right? She still is blinded by that, and she's pretty oblivious about it. So I just want to see that change, right? Other than that, that's pretty much it. That's how I feel. Forgive for both at this moment. Maybe the interrogation question is probably gonna make me change, but at this moment, I think Shidou's a hard yes, and then Mahiru is a yes. I don't think I'm gonna change that either. I don't say it's a hard yes, but it's yes because of the circumstances. So, anyways, on to the video. All right. Let's watch the video, the interrogation for Shidou and Mahiru. Probably back to back to only 4 minutes, so it should be short. All right, let's do it. It's a good thing. Okay, I don't think that helps. How do you feel about your victim? I don't know which one. Oh, so that means that he has more than one. Which will that really shape how I feel about Shidou? Maybe. It's weird. I feel like his case is a little bit more weird than like most people, just because I feel like I kind of know his intention, but I kind of don't at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, he seems remorseful about it. So I don't know. Maybe Shidou is more of a serial killer, I guess, in that sense, but with compassion. I have no idea. I think he's just like obsessed with someone to save, and he's kind of just stuck in the middle, and he kind of like broke the ethics and trust of a lot of people that trusted him as a doctor, right? That actually kind of rubs it the wrong way a little bit, but not. I don't know. I'm still leaning towards forgive. English, German. Okay, close to family. Do you think you could forgive Kotoko? No, I cannot. See, I don't know if there's any prisoner that like Kotoko at this point, to be honest. Oh, Kayano. Sorry, I have to look that up. Oh, okay, so that is Mikoto. I just looked it up. I think it means to become strong as a lion. It seems like I don't live up to. Oh, Shidou's a lion. Wait, what's the point of this? What the heck? You like children, of course. Is that? I don't know why that sounds so sus. Oh, that's dark. Actually, it's like him, but I don't really want to anymore. Wait, is there a background story about him in the car, or was that in the music video? Aman's changes. Adults need to do something about it. It's frustrating because I can't move around due to being busy treating injuries. I have no choice but to leave it to someone else. Wait, Aman's changes about like why I didn't forgive her? I mean, she did look kind of crazy. I didn't know it was that much, but I feel like it was overshadowed by Kotoko's actions. Okay, medical. Well, obviously. I wonder if that's Mahiru's question more. Yep, I agree. Who's the doctor? How did you meet your lover in our neighborhood or relationship? Ooh. I honestly love that kind of relationship, though. I don't remember much, but I had one girlfriend in kindergarten and 2 relationships in elementary school. Oh my god. Started going out with my wife in my 2nd year of middle school. Oh man, they're high school sweethearts too. I didn't understand it at first. However, it's true that if I was not forgiven, there should be lives unable. That is true. I feel like that, man, that's such a rough thing. Like, I don't also want to forgive Shido just because, he treated people. I do want to have it more like, like, should I? I feel like, is the forgive considering everything? Honestly, I think it's more of a personal preference, right? So I think it doesn't really matter. I'll have my own criteria, and someone else would have their own criteria. And I guess my criteria will probably include what's happening in Milgram. But then some people's criteria might be like, oh, I just want to consider his past or his future or this or that, right? Oh, oh, okay. Did we ever see the lover? I don't think so, right? Maybe like a shadow silhouette kind of thing. What is the ultimate form of love? Being together until death. Ooh, I mean, ooh, unfortunately. Okay, Mahiru time. Okay, so I guess like a little comment on that one. I think the whole like not remembering his like victim, and I guess like thinking back about it, which I didn't really consider. Like I guess like in like a normal like let's say like an American TV show, I would consider Shido as like a serial killer. I don't know, like someone who took advantage of his job and the trust people had for someone like him, right? Like in his own profession, and took advantage of that for his own personal gain. I think like if I put in that without any character and I just hear about that like description of someone, I'll probably not forgive them. I don't know what about Shido. Like I am a sucker for a change of heart or like a moment of growth or like a comeback story. I'm a very emotional guy and a big empath, so I think I'll probably like take back what I said about like there's nothing bad about him, because I think if you put in hindsight and actually like look back and whatever he did, there is something bad. But I think ultimately, yeah, I am probably still leaning towards forgiving him, but I feel like some people are probably not because of that. All right, Mahiru, what's your opinion on marriage? It's something I really dream of. I mean, obviously, I love them. We also know that. I went to her after. Oh, it has been a wish. It's been my wish to receive one for my voice. Oh, okay, cute. Chinese. Oh, okay. Did you have a good relationship with your family? I think I was what they call a sheltered girl. I'm grateful for my mama and papa, but they were a little strict. I don't hold I don't hold a grudge. At least it was over something not. What? Nah, you gotta hate that bitch. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really dislike what Kotoko did. I do feel like she has, obviously she has her reasons towards it, but I'm not a big fan of violence, man. And I agree with Shido on that 100%. I feel like My Hero needs to be more mad. I'm not gonna lie. You're too nice, My Hero. You need to be more mad. Aw. Those two only? Something like may the darkness of the night never come. Oh, that's kind of dark too. Oh wait, their doodles are so cute. Always dream of the older being a girl. Aw. Aw, okay. Just only child. Have a driver's license, but it doesn't get any use. I see. Probably no cars. Mornings changed. If I were healthy, I'd like to play with her a lot. I mean, at least she's very open-minded as well, which is kind of sweet. What did you major in school? Faculty of Literature. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't see that coming, actually. Contributing side, I don't think there's anything I can mention with confidence. At least she's honest. How do you meet your lover? We made eye contact at University Terrace. I really felt like it was fate. Oh, interesting. I entered the girls' middle school and high school, so I didn't. See, I guess that's why she has a very huge like heart. I guess if that makes sense, right? Like very huge passion towards loving someone, because her first chance of loving someone was after she grew. Like, like she had like she was very deprived, I guess, if you could say that. I don't hold. Oh man, yeah, I can't, dude. I think I have like very certain feelings about Mahiru, and how I can say that she didn't learn and things like that. But I think her personality and intentions definitely is the opposite. Like I feel like if the intentions are very evil and bad, I would consider it less. But I do think that I think this interrogation definitely helps me kind of see that Mahiru is a good person, and I think she is very misunderstood. And I think every intention of being bad is just not there. I think she just doesn't know any better, and she's blinded and very oblivious about the idea of loving someone. She just doesn't know any better. And as a grown adult, I feel like that's fair because not everyone starts at the same age. Like she started like when she was way older, and some people might have loved someone kind of like Shidou in elementary school and kindergarten and middle school, blah blah. Like so, he kind of just knows and he can experiment from that. And maybe I don't know, like maybe Mahiru's boyfriend. I think actually no, that's just she mentions. I think they're each other's first. I believe. I don't know, but I definitely sympathize with her for sure. I feel bad. She's so nice, man. Just the kind person. I'm so curious about what happened. Like, I wonder what happened. Aw. Okay. I mean, I feel like interrogation questions. I feel so like indifferent about them just because I always feel like it's so short and quick that I never really have a chance to really put my thoughts into it. And some information I'm just like whatever about, but there's some information kind of like you know, like it shows some personality that makes me really consider if they're like in the middle. And I think my hero is in the middle. For me, I think that kind of helped with me saying that I do want to forgive both of these guys. I think as much as I said about Mahiru before I watched Interrogation Question, I do think that there's redeeming factors for her, and I actually am down to forgive her. Yeah, like I feel like a lot of these prisoners are like gray areas. Like you think about it, and it's like they're good, but they did this, but they did this, but you know what I mean. Like it reminds me of like Odysseus in like the Odyssey and Epic or whatever. Like there's like a but every time I say something good or bad, right? Like they are evil, but have they have this like sense of remorse and blah blah. But that's how I feel about honestly both of them. But yeah, I think ultimately, I think I will choose to forgive prisoner number 5 and 6, Shido and Mahiru. I do want to look into some videos that the community has sent me to check out, like some of these, what do you call that, like theory videos. Hopefully there's no spoiler. If there's a spoiler in this, I'm probably gonna stop after Shido. Yeah, I'll be a little sad. Okay, let's check one out. All right, so this theory video is by Napkin. One of the community members have sent me this to watch. It's only around like 6 minutes, so Shido can never take a break. Okay, this is about theory video from the second trial music video, Shido. All right, let's watch. All right, shout out to Napkin for the theory. Okay, I believe I have to read everything. So. Yeah, I think this will help me kind of like dissect music videos as well, because I feel like when I listen and watch music videos, I can only really focus on like one aspect, right? Either the lyrics or the music video itself, or like I guess like the characters and the audio and the whatever. And I feel like it kind of gets convoluted, and I don't remember certain details. So I think this will actually like help me a little bit. I strongly believe that triage happened before Throwdown. I'm guessing Throwdown is like the first music video. It's only because of how young Shido looks. I mean, I feel like was that not obvious? But I don't know if it wasn't obvious because like I don't know if the music videos are supposed to be chronological, but I actually never really. I mean, I never considered it to point out because I thought it was just obvious. The fact that his family's still alive. Yeah, that's why I felt like it was like a predecessor of the first trial just because of that. Like they were more detailed about, his life. Because in trial 1, he just seems like he's depressed. And I feel like that's like everyone. Even if you think about it, even Moo, right? Like I feel like Moo's was also before because her best friend was still alive and all of that. Not best friend, but like the girls that she used to hang out with and all of that. So I don't know if that was like news for me really. What? Dude, maybe it's an art style, but that is kind of a wild theory in my opinion. Personally, I believe that's a coincidence. I do so too. It reminds me of like it reminds me of the theories of like, oh, you date someone who like looks like you. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I was like, who was saying twins? Yeah, I don't know why this theory that he was saying they're twins. Oh, dude, I didn't even notice that. Oh, damn. See, okay. I think I mentioned this in trial 1, or at least like it was a theory of mine in trial 1 and I guess trial 2. But like, how really intentional is the killing, like um are the killings like actually intentional to like to save his lover, or was it like accidental? Because as a doctor you never really know when you get accidents, right? And I don't know how intentional things are, which I think is kind of crazy to just say he killed. But oh dude, okay. Oh, okay, very small detail. I could have I think if I ooh, dude, that's rough. Oh. Wait, really? I never thought of. Okay, see, like I'm never really like I'm not really a superstitious person. So I feel like all these like meanings of like, let's say like fruits never really occur to me. So that's very interesting. I didn't know pomegranate is like a symbol of death, I guess. I never knew that. I just know it was like a flavorful fruit. Wait, three. Does that mean two kids and his wife? Oh, interesting. Honestly, this actually helps. What the heck? Oh yeah, I noticed the voice box. Yeah. Aw. Dude, that sucks. I'll be so depressed. Holy crap. Oh my god. I feel like, see, like my opinion is probably like all three of them got into an accident, like all together. I feel like that's like the only way. Like if that's not the case, then I'll be really surprised. Oh, what? Ooh, that sucks. Wait, what is that? Ah, that's rough. Okay, so I guess like the kids didn't really like die altogether. Okay, so I thought like my opinion was like all three of them, like his wife and then the two kids, all were in the accident together. I mean, that would have been so bad. I mean, this is a little better. Not that it's good, but like it's still rough. Like honestly, like as a little kid, like seeing your like younger little brother or like younger or older brother like die, I feel that's like one of the toughest things. Like, that'll be so traumatic, you know. Ah, this is rough. You may ask what kind of accidents these kids got involved in. I thought it was weird that the MV starts off with the street, but the phone call happens right after the scene. In a walkable distance to their house. Really? Really? I mean, it's a theory, so it can't really like. I believe the older son is holding something in his arms. I believe the next scene is a rolling ball. Football. Oh. Oh, like maybe a ball like rolled over and then like oh, okay. No, that's fair. I mean, that's kind of rough, but that's also fair. What the heck? Oh, wait, that's crazy. Okay. I believe the kids played football. Yeah. Oh no. I mean, honestly, okay. I don't understand this part. And obviously, like, okay, any opinion towards like the video? No flame for sure. It says like the younger one survived. I mean, like if only one person is picking up the ball, and obviously it's not gonna like the driver's not gonna be like, oh, like bullseye bingo, like both kids, you know. Maybe the older one tried to get the ball because it rolled over, and that's my opinion. I don't know, but I mean that's still rough. Ah, shoot. I wonder if the wife got like hella depressed about the son's death. What? As long as they can remain healthy, this is remain. It indicates that she's still alive. I guess that's proof that she left them. Do you think you'd leave anything behind after you die? Not in your. I mean, I thought that meant that like they died as well because like after you die, you won't really leave someone behind. I mean, it also is fair if you leave someone, you won't leave someone behind because they're not committed anymore. Ah, I mean, it makes sense, but I guess my interpretation in the like first time I saw it was that they just died, but yeah, like no mention of the son, no mention of the wife. They could all either die or like they left them like and then they move far away that they don't really know where they are, which is also fair. Wait, what? In comparison to Mahiru's answer, whose partner 100% died. This is also proof. Wait, what do you think you'd leave anything behind after you die? I mean, nothing yet as an answer also does not make sense because like nothing yet means that there's no one existing. Wait, okay, let me read it again. Do you think you'd leave anything behind after you die? Not anymore. Nothing yet. I think that's confusing. I don't know. I wouldn't even read on that. That's a very confusing like wording. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, I lost focus. I lost focus. I gotta see that. They were both devastated, and Shidou started to only focus work and saving his child, which is the older one, I'm guessing. I guess that was the trigger of their ending, which leads us to throw down in this very stressed and overworked Shidou. Oh, okay, okay. You're taking like 2 seconds, dude. I gotta pause. I mean, his voice trauma is called molecular. Okay, Moloch. Associated with this is even more proof that the person who was trying to save was one of his children. In his second voice trauma, Asclepius, Asclepius, which means the ancient Roman god of medicine and healing. So he's healing his child during the second one. Okay. Mentions this. When trying to convince a family of brain dead people who refuse to donate their organs, the reason you just gave, let me kill your family for the life of someone you don't know. That's why I was saying you only have to think of a little to realize how cruel that is. I didn't really okay. But like I think the reason why I guess it makes sense, but I guess when we were mentioning about killing and murder, like I feel like if they're brain dead, I don't know, man. I think it's some ethical thing. I know that's like putting them out of their misery, or maybe like the parents don't want to give up, but like Shidou is just like killing them, like the act of killing because like it's your job, like euthanizing like animal or whatever. It's kind of in a gray area, no? Like I don't think he's a serial killer with that. Like I think his act is very different. But like knowing the intention that he's trying to gather the organs for his dead, or like not dead, but like his son, there is some intention to kill there. It's not like I'm just doing this because it's like the parent said so or there's a job. There is an intention, like a selfish intention in the grand scheme of things. No, but that's actually a good theory. Personally, I'll forgive him. Yeah, I also forgive him, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, like I agree with that. Like he has a lot of remorse. It's not like he's so egotistical because he's a doctor and all of that. Like I think he regrets a lot, but I feel like it's just a lot of serious and unfortunate events, and it's like the heart of he has the um heart of a father. So and I don't blame him. I don't blame him for that. In my personal opinion. And that he would continue saving Mahiru and the others, but there is still things that very much bother me. For example, him covering songs that are about liars, liar dance, and now contracts. Oh, I don't really know if I would consider things like that. Maybe the theory videos are more involved with like anything outside of the main like watch what to watch. I only really follow what to watch, and it includes interrogation questions. That's fine. I mean, theory videos aren't in the what to watch, but the community wants me to at least like dabble into these, and this is actually really helpful. I think this, like them pointing out like very certain scenes and very certain details helps, because I know like people in the comments do those, but I think this is a more visual, which I appreciate even more. But like covers, I'm not gonna consider those just because I'm not really sure what like the background story with that is, and how it connects to Milgram. hurling slurs of hostage game. He was saying that the situation with Mahiru is not him taking Mahiru's health as hostage, and for us to be forced to. Wait, what? Did I understand it right? No, I don't think so. I don't. I feel like he's not really putting that towards us, or at least I didn't really interpret it as that. I get what the video is saying, like, oh, like, if it wasn't for me, my hero is gonna be dead. Like, I know he mentioned that a few times, or at least like he kind of like briefly said it, but I didn't really think that he's saying that I, like, like S owes him for saving my hero. And I think he's continuing to save people, not because he wants to be forgiven, because I think he doesn't want to be forgiven. If anything, he mentioned that, oh, I didn't want to be forgiven, but since I was forgiven, I had a chance to save this person. I think this is like not a big deal for me. I don't think he's taking hostage of anyone. I think it was a blessing. And him threatening Kotoko. Honestly, I don't care about him threatening Kotoko, man. Like, Kotoko needs that reality check. What? I mean, I'm surprised people would have like some kind of prediction with how they're gonna vote. I think, dude, like, I wouldn't have any prediction right now with how I'm gonna vote, like, in the third trial, because there's still a whole music video. There's still a whole like voice trauma, and then like whatever happens with this like trial, right? Like, there's so much happening, and I'm not going to predict what I'm gonna do. You know, like, I think I can theory craft on what might happen with his character. Like, like, maybe this theory video is right, and Shido's actually a liar, and he's actually a serial killer, and like we just baited he just baited us for forgiving him the first two trials, and he's gonna hide that until like the results, like the epilogue, and that'll be crazy plot twist, to be honest with you. But that is a possibility, but I don't know. Like, I like, unless like Milgram and like the voice, like the music videos are very like oblivious and very hidden. I'm particularly very detailed and at least like very observant about certain things. I might have to like keep watching it, but yeah, I think I don't really see evil with them. But I think also, like, I think my opinion right now, it's a little bit too easy. I think, right? It's just like, oh, you have this doctor who might just have a mistake during his job, and then next thing you know, whatever. But like, I feel like I've also watched a lot of like American TV shows with like organ, like, like black market, and all of the other stuff. So I feel like it go either way, but still gonna forgive Shido. Yeah, but predicting how you're gonna vote in third trial is a little unfair, but I like it. I like this video so far, so I'm not gonna be weirded out about that. I mean, people would theory craft and predict all they want. Oh, see, the thing is, I don't think they were enemies. I think S was just confused on who Shido is. You know, and I feel like Shido already had this decision that he wants to be unforgiven in trial one. That at least now Escada recognizes him as this person that cares about people. And I'm glad. I'm glad about it. All right. Thank you to Napkin, actually. That was a really good video. Yeah, that didn't really change anything about like what I think about Shido. But I honestly, that's pretty interesting detail. I actually like that so much. I actually like that a lot. um, but yeah, appreciate it. Shout out to the people who sent us to me. Really good video. I'm going to watch My Heroes next. Yeah, this doesn't really change the fact that I'm going to forgive. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna forgive. To be honest with you, but yeah, let's go. All right, this is the second one that we're going to watch today. This is My Hero's Theory Analysis, also by Napkin. This is around 7 minutes. Probably keep pausing just because I'll probably have my own thoughts. But yeah, I like the Shidou video, so we're gonna continue with My Heroes. Oh yeah, the hanging was really terrible. A lot of people believe Mappi threw him. I'm guessing Mappi is what Mahiru threw him into the river, dragged his unconscious body back, and all that really. Wait, whose like theory is that? A lot of people believe. Like, where did that comment? Where did this theory come from? Can you guys explain that to me? Obviously, like if you haven't seen this video, I just want to say like what people talk about in like the forums and Reddit and Twitter and all of that. I It's such a random thing. Like, what gave that away? What the heck? It's such a weird theory. Wait, what is that? She is bad at exercise. What is this? Is this like a website or whatever? That's weird. Okay. Arm wrestling ranking of the prisoners. Shidou excluded. Why is Shidou excluded in that? I mean, dang, you know is stronger than Mahiru? Haruka is stronger than Futa. Hotoko, damn, she's strong. Oh, I mean, that would make sense. She found him dead. He was just leaving through water. Yeah, I think that's more believable than the river one. Did you know that Mappi is always falls asleep before her boyfriend? Meaning he took his life while she was asleep. Damn. That's so sad. That's so sad. Notice how she's looking into the I mean, yeah. No, I mean like the suicide thing makes sense. Um I think this makes sense. I don't know where the river thing came from. Like literally the shoes is below the, eh, maybe not entirely, but you know, like how did he get up there? I don't know. But anyways, yeah. I think it doesn't make sense. Well, I mean, I think the river one doesn't make sense even more. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking as well. Okay, merry-go-round. Never-ending cycle means it circles. Oh, that's fair. Like, you know, I I guess like things happen. It's just yeah. I guess it's kind of like what the video is saying. Like it's like a cycle. Like things are happening and things aren't. I guess like it just keeps repeating. If something bad happens, it just keeps happening. If something good happens, it just keep happening. And then I guess like it goes back and forth. I guess. I don't know. Oh god, it's like a toxic relationship. Yep. I mean that's pretty normal actually. For relation, I don't want to say normal, but it is a cycle and like just like an actual relationship too. Oh, dude, honestly, their relationship is so cute. I'm so sad it ended up bad. Other people who took their life in this. Oh God. Oh God. Unintentional, but ooh, I don't think I I wouldn't go that far. Um, prison car is every okay. Myers because it turned out the picture inside a cave. Okay. What? No, I think the rats were just a representation of something. Yeah. Ugh. Damn. Damn, dude, that's kind of rough. Yeah, I think she just didn't know any better. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that with the Kotoko thing. Yeah, what the heck? Dude. Oh, I definitely agree. See, I actually agree with that. All this was signs of bother that she does not see anything wrong with the way she sees how love works. I do agree with that. I think that's the only reason, well, one of the main reasons why I don't want to forgive her because her love ended up killing someone, right? That was the whole reason. And she just still does not know how to change that. But I don't know. I think that like the reasoning for that is not as strong as how I feel about everything else. So I think it's fine. I think that was fine. Like I'm not gonna not yeah, I'm gonna not forgive her because of that. Am I saying that right? I'm not gonna not forgive her because of that. I hate how it's like not or whatever. But yeah. And that she would continue loving like this and that she's ready. A betrayal theory she will change the positive and yeah, I agree. I honestly think that it's she like I think exactly it. So I think yeah, I think that's actually what I think I said that in the beginning of this video, or like in the middle. But like I wish that I see some kind of like change or realization that she's going to like she realized how her love is very it could be improved, or she can learn from this experience with Milgram and from everyone else in prison. uh I don't know. I think that's the only thing about her I don't like. At the end, there's still questions that are unanswered. Okay. Why were they in? Yeah, I don't know why they're in Suicide Forest. I think it's a lie. Why does he have blood stains on his clothes? Are their clothes ripped? I don't think so. I think, if anything, I don't think she would do it. I feel like she was really happy with him. But unless like he wanted to do it, and then she like loved him so much that she wants to follow. My prediction from 9 months ago was right. What to forgive? Okay, that's good. On trial 1, I thought that she killed her partner by her own hands just because he didn't love her enough. And that she was a stalker. She confirmed she was not one. Other than that, everything else I mentioned in the video made me decide that yeah, I agree. I will probably forgive her as well. Not because of this video said so, but I think it's just because I don't know. I think a lot of the things that she did was there's no ill intention, and I think I like that. Yeah, I think this is the only like thing that I don't like about it, and I think that's very fixable, and it's like something I'm gonna try to find. Yep. Man, thank you for honestly, thank you for the recommendation for this video as well. Shout out to Napkin once again. Yeah, I'll probably post. Yeah, I guess like ultimately I am gonna forgive both of these guys. I still need to assemble this video, and I'll post it sometime this week. Hopefully, well, you guys won't know what I'm talking about, but definitely gonna post it soon. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys with interrogation questions for prison number 7 and 8, Kazui and Amane. And I believe there's also some videos as well for this. I think by Napkin as well, but let's see. But yeah, this is very helpful. Thank you so much for the recommendation. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.